From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the hourly news blast from the Associated Press. Amtrak may make it easier to bring guns on its trains despite the alleged attempt on Trump's life. Amtrak is considering allowing people to store guns in lockboxes on most of its trains, which critics say would weaken security measures that instead should be strengthened in light of the shooting at last weekend's White House Correspondents Association dinner. The company has been considering the policy change since at least early this year, after being pressured by Trump administration officials to ease restrictions on transporting weapons. Two people familiar with the proposed plan told the Associated Press on condition of anonymity because they weren't authorized to speak about it publicly. They said the railroad hasn't abandoned the proposal despite Saturday's arrest of a man who authorities say traveled by Amtrak from California to Washington, D.C. with his firearms intent on killing President Donald Trump and other administration officials at Saturday's event. Cole Thomas Allen was arrested after authorities say he tried to race past security barricades near the hotel ballroom that was hosting the dinner, prompting an exchange of gunfire with Secret Service agents. A Secret Service officer wearing a bullet-resistant vest was shot in the vest and survived. Authorities say Allen was armed with a shotgun and semi-automatic pistol that he brought with him by rail from his home in Torrance, California. Amtrak declined to say if he followed the company's existing rules, which would have required him to declare he had guns and allow the railroad to lock them up with his checked bags. A lawyer for Allen has said he has no criminal record and is presumed innocent. Amtrak's proposed rule change, which the railroad could begin testing soon, calls for adding lockboxes to its trains to allow passengers throughout the country to bring guns aboard instead of only allowing guns on trains that have locked baggage cars, according to the people who spoke to the Associated Press. The change would open up more than 1,500 trains a day to allowing guns aboard, including the routes that roughly 750,000 people travel every day in Amtrak's Northeast Corridor, instead of the current rule that only allows guns on a couple dozen mostly long-distance trains that have locked baggage cars. John Feinblatt, president of the advocacy group Everytown for Gun Safety, said doing this would decrease safety. Just days after a man took an Amtrak train to Washington with a shotgun and pistol and tried to assassinate the president and other officials, the Trump administration is trying to open the floodgates for firearms on every Amtrak route, while also moving to hollow out the agency responsible for enforcing gun laws and preventing gun trafficking, he said. This will only make Americans less safe, and Congress must step in before the next tragedy. Officials at Amtrak and the Transportation Department didn't immediately respond to questions about the gun policy. That's a news blast for this hour. The PEP Radio YouTube channel posts news updates between 1 p.m. and 2 a.m. daily. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, fmstream.org, Radioline, Streama, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.